Hi, my name is Nicole, and today I'll be sharing with you 2 of my game design projects that I've created at Freestyle. I first became interested in game design because I've always had a really creative side, and I love to tell stories through animations and art. However, at the same time, I'm also someone who loves STEM, especially computer science. I've made small mini-games in the past for my APCS classes, but the visuals weren't exactly that amazing. My first game's original visuals weren't that interesting. They were incredibly bland and didn't help add anything to my game's story. So for my final junior year project, I chose to combine my CS skills with my artistic skills to create a game. I was inspired by a lot of existing indie games and their art styles, as well as color schemes. I really wanted to go for a calm, minimalistic look that wasn't too loud visually and had some sort of cohesive look to it. I developed this color palette specifically for my game, and as you can tell, a lot of my game objects and characters, including the background, are made from that color palette. Every color seen in my game is on there. In my opinion, I think this made the game a lot more visually appealing. My game centers around a young boy named Timmy, who dreams of leaving his home in the islands to go to outer space. I used very childlike and innocent colors and features on Timmy to better convey his role in the game. The player helps him to achieve this dream by completing a couple of quests that help Timmy to get a working rocket ship. He's essentially a link between Timmy and Roland, the engineer who helps to make Timmy's rocket ship. I made Roland as a sort of old character, as I think that makes him seem a bit more wise and knowledgeable. Overall, this was one of the freestyle projects that I was most proud of, as it felt the most challenging but fulfilling. Being able to finish and see the game as a whole was a really rewarding experience. For my senior Zenith project, I chose to make another game, but this time in 3D. This past year, we learned how to create 3D objects, environments, and characters, and even learned to animate them. So I thought it would be really fun to apply that to the academic side of me once again. For this year's project, I taught myself how to use the Unity engine, a popular application used to create complex games. The first thing I did was create the main character of my game. As you'll see in the following videos, I first created its basic polygonal shape in Maya before adding finer details in ZBrush. After that, I transferred it to Substance Painter, where I textured my character. I chose to make an astronaut in sort of cute child style as a way to pay tribute to both my game from last year as well as the fact that many of my projects from the past 2 years have centered around the theme of childhood innocence. After that, I used Mixamo to find animations for my character and then coded booleans in Unity to control my character's movements. I also wrote lots of code to allow the player to control my character's movements with the WASD keys. After that, I implemented a virtual camera that followed the character around the map, and I also put in a vast Mars terrain with an incredibly vibrant sky. I also imported lots of free assets into my game in order to better enhance the environment and its story. I took on a Lorax-style story where the Mars terrain has been depleted of a valuable crystal mineral in order to power human gadgets. The player is left to explore this abandoned land and, through the objects, is implied of what occurred in the past. Now, although just putting everything into place into this game seems simple, it definitely did not come without trial and error. I watched numerous Unity tutorial videos to make sense of how to work the interface and such. I also ran into many issues throughout my Unity experience, including not being able to rig my character in Unity properly, having the virtual camera be stuck at an angle, collisions not working properly between the player and objects, and many, many more. However, I'm honestly really proud of how my game came out. Although it isn't a full-fledged game with levels and objectives visually, I really like what I produced. Overall, I think my game design projects are a very fitting reflection of me and how I use both my academic and creative side. I'm someone who will always try to go above and beyond in order to do my best work, and I think these projects really encapsulated that.